turret theater. What you're about to see is the true story of one of the most influential battles of the Civil War, the Battle of Hampton Roads. Two ironclad vessels face off for the very first time, the USS Monitor and the CSS Virginia, and a new era in naval warfare begins. Wooden ships become relics of the past as impenetrable iron warships change the face of naval battles forever.
That dreaded Confederate ship, the CSS Virginia, is wreaking havoc on our Union frigates. She delivered a mortal blow to the USS Cumberland and ran the Congress in Minnesota aground. We're on direct orders to protect the Minnesota from further assault.
Ship ahoy, 4 points off the starboard bow.
It's the Virginia! Get to your station! Get to your station!
Everyone was at his post. The most profound silence reigned. If there had been a coward heart there, its throb would have been audible. So intense was the stillness. Soon came the report of a gun. And another, and another, then a thundering broadside in the infernal howl of the shells.
Charge!
The gunners lifted a 175-pound shot into the mouth of one of our immense guns. "Send them back with our compliments, my lads," said the captain. The vessels were sufficiently near to make our fire effective. The men at the guns had stripped themselves to their waists and were covered with powder and smoke. We were given the order to stop firing. She was out of range. The rebels have turned tail. Here come the boarding parties, eager to learn the extent of our injuries and congratulate us on our victory. Hurrah for the Monitor, boys! 9 months after our battle with the CSS Virginia, we left Hampton Roads for Beaufort, North Carolina. We were in tow of the sidewheel gunboat Rhode Island. Everything passed quietly and pleasantly that afternoon and evening. Tuesday morning, cloud banks were seen rising in the south and west, and they gradually increased till the sun was obscured by their cold gray mantle. 2 or 3 sharks glided quietly along by our sides, observing us apparently with a curious eye, as if in anticipation of a feast. It was dark when I returned to the top of the turret. The wind was blowing violently. The heavy seas would strike the solid turret with a force to make it tremble.
Find the distress signal! We're going down! Water gaining on us, sir! Head to the boat! We're all gonna drown!
Mountains of water were rushing across our decks and foaming along our sides. The shouts of encouragement and words of caution formed a panorama of horror which time can never efface from my memory. The Monitor is no more. What the fire of the enemy failed to do, the elements have accomplished.
16 men lost their lives that night in 1862. But scientists wouldn't discover the USS Monitor until 1973. By then, it had transformed from a sailor's tomb into an artificial reef bursting with life,